Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Jessica and today is my deck of panning update for the month of July. And I am a month behind on this update, so this will be 2 months of progress. But I'm finally able to sit down and film it, so here we are. I love this project so much. It was created by Emily from Emily and Max here on YouTube. This is now my 3rd year participating in this project, and it's absolutely one of my favorites because it involves a deck of cards that then corresponds with a selection of prompts that you can kind of make your own to fit whatever your painting goals happen to be. And I also love this project because it gives you an opportunity to shop your stash. That's pretty much how I like to use this project, as a way of cycling through my makeup collection and using things that otherwise probably aren't getting used because I am so hyper focused on specific products that I'm trying to use up during the course of the year. So this is a good chance for me to kind of touch other things in my makeup collection throughout the year. So let's go ahead and jump right on into this video. I have 5 items that I need to update you on today, and we are going to be drawing some new cards. So if you're interested in seeing how I'm doing in deck of panning, please stay tuned. But if you are new here, I would love it if you would consider subscribing to my channel. And if you are returning, go ahead and give this video a quick thumbs up. Let the algorithm know that you enjoy it and that you enjoy me. And I'd love to hear from you, so leave a comment down below at any point. That would mean so much. Let's jump right into it. This first item has been in the project since April. It was for a Red Queen, which is a pick your space, and I decided to pick the graveyard category. Graveyard items are typically items that have been in a project pan before that you have either hit your goal on or didn't quite use up before rolling out. And I decided to take it a step further and also be influenced by Emily's project graveyard that she does every year from April to October. So I brought in this item from Hourglass. This is one of their ambient lighting powders in the shade Dim Light, and true to the project graveyard parameters, I want to use this from the months of April to October and just use it as many times as I can during that period. This has been in a project before where I just wanted to hit pan on it, so it did already have a pan on it. Here's what it was looking like when I first brought it into the project in April. I've been reaching for it slow and steady. I haven't gotten a ton of use on it. It's infamously not my favorite powder in my collection, so it really is kind of a chore to remind myself to reach for this item, but I do like it when I reach for it. It's just not my favorite item to reach for. Here's what it was looking like last month. This was after 18 uses in the project. I reached for it 9 additional times, making for 27 uses total, and here is what this product is looking like today. And I don't think you'll see much of a difference with those 9 uses. Maybe the pan is slightly larger, but I'm just happy I got 9 uses. I feel like I could have definitely used it more, especially with this being 2 months of progress, but c'est la vie. At least it's getting some use, more use than it would otherwise. I do have this on my cheeks today as kind of like a bronzer under my blush. I've been using a cream bronzer and then this over it when I use it, if I'm not using my powder bronzer. It's just kind of a deep shade to use as a regular bronzer. Even though it doesn't look very deep in the pan, it really does appear quite deep on my skin. I don't know why that is, but that's how I'm using it. It's a nice, beautiful, you know, soft powder, and I just love Hourglass powders in general, so I'm glad this one's getting used, and I'll be excited to see how big I can get this pan by October. So that one's staying in, and we have now, I guess, 3 more months to work on it, so I'm really gonna try and up my ante on this one in the next few months and get a big pan to share with you. This next item was also from a Queen, which was a pick your space. So I picked the space pattern, and I brought in this blush from Benefit. This is their Shelly blush, and my goal for this one is to wear away the imprint on this blush where you can see the word Shelly. So here's what it was looking like when I first brought it into the project. I absolutely love this blush. It's been really fun to have in my everyday makeup drawer. I brought it with me to Europe. It was my everyday blush while I was there. It's been my everyday blush pretty much since coming into this project, and I've been slowly wearing away that imprint. Here's what it was looking like last month. You could see that there was some wear on it, but you definitely could still see the word Shelly. This was after 23 uses. I reached for it 28 times in the past 2 months, making for 51 uses total, and here is what the blush is looking like today. And as you can see, that imprint of the word Shelly is basically completely worn away. It's very hard to detect it on that blush. Maybe if you look very, very closely, you can kind of see a few of the letters, but I'm going to count this as good. I'm gonna say that my goal has been met, And, you know, for someone just glancing at this blush, you're not going to be able to pick up the word Shelly if you weren't looking for it. So really happy that it got some great use. It was a brand new blush in my collection, so it needed some love and affection, and I'm glad that it got it. I absolutely love it. Benefit has beautiful blushes. I love a coral blush. This one has a nice little sheen to it. Really enjoyed using it and having it in this project. So that one is rolling out, our first success story of this project, and that means we'll be rolling something in to replace it today. This next product was for a Jack of Diamonds, which was an indie category. So I decided to pick up this freckle pen from ColourPop, which ColourPop is no longer an indie brand, but it once was, and I allowed that to fit the prompt enough for me, for my goals. My goal was to use this freckle pen 5 times. As of last update, I had only used it twice, and I'm sad to say that the uses remain at 2. I have not used this any more since the last update, and I'm a little disappointed in myself, but what are you gonna do? I just think that this isn't for me. I don't really like how I look with freckles on. I think it can be cute for like certain looks, but just like for my regular day-to-day, I just feel like I have dirt on my face. I'm not used to seeing freckles on my face, so whenever I wear it, I just feel like there's something off in my makeup. I feel like people are looking at it a little weird. It looks like I've maybe made a mistake. I have eyeshadow fallout or something's going on that is just not working out for me. So I'm actually gonna roll this out as a failure. My apologies. I don't normally do this, but I'm allowing myself this rollout this time. I just don't want to keep this in a slot for another month when I just don't see myself reaching for it. I'm gonna keep it in my collection because it still works. It still has enough like liquid and pigment in there where you can, you know, you can use it. It still functions completely. I just did a couple dots on my hand. That's what it looks like. And so I'm gonna keep this for like when I want a freckle. Maybe I want to be a scarecrow one day, or maybe I'm feeling like some kind of sunflower inspired hippie look and I want to wear some freckles for a certain specific makeup look that I'm doing. But for my everyday, for the life I'm living right now, this is not serving a purpose in this project, and I'm gonna roll it out with those 2 uses. So my apologies there, but I will be bringing in another item to make up for it. And how about to punish myself as just a way of, you know, making sure that I am really challenging myself with this project, which is what I like to do. Let's bring in 2 items to replace this failure. I think that's a fair punishment, not really a punishment, but just like a fair compromise for not meeting a goal on an item. So hopefully that satisfies you. It does satisfy me, so that's enough. Next item was for another queen, another pick your space. So I picked the space Collecting Cobwebs. And for that item, I brought in this hydrating primer from Ciate London. This is their Watermelon Burst Hydrating Primer. And my goal for this primer is to use it up. And this definitely was Collecting Cobwebs. It had been in my collection for a good couple months and I hadn't reached for it at all. It was actually a gift from Sarah Rose here on YouTube. And it's just not something I really reach for or I remember to reach for. So I need to have it in a project in order to remember to use it and not waste it. Here's what this primer was looking like when I first brought it into the project. It was weighing 44.27 grams. As of last month, it was down to 35.4 grams. That was after 18 uses. And during the past 2 months, I reached for it 6 additional times, making for 24 uses total. And here's what it's looking like today. Today it's weighing 32.24 grams, so I've used 3.16 grams of product in those 6 uses. And we are getting close to the end, but we are not quite there yet. So I definitely could have reached for this more during these past few months and gotten a lot more progress for you, but I just haven't had the time to reach for it. I've been using a lot of SPF, and you really have to put this over your SPF after you let your SPF sink in for a good 15-20 minutes, and I don't have the time to do that when I'm getting ready in the day, so I basically have just been skipping this step and only reaching for it when I have like a ton of time or when I don't feel like I need to put on SPF, which in the month of July is not often. So I'm gonna be keeping this one in. I'm gonna keep using it consistently. I know we're gonna finish it up soon, but I'm not really in a huge rush to do so. But I do think you'll see a little bit of a jump from last month to this month, and at least there's that. We do see a weight jump, so we know we're getting used, and it's just gonna take a little bit longer. So that one also is staying in. And this last item was for the prompt gifted. So I selected one of my favorite makeup gifts that I've ever received. This one actually came from my sister, and this is the Ciate Glitter Storm palette. And let's just take a moment to enjoy the glitter. I feel like I can't share this palette without sharing the beauty that is this packaging, and I just absolutely love this palette. I will keep it forever because it was such a special gift. Well, you know, not forever, but a long time, because it was such a special gift and because it is so gorgeous to look at. Why don't they make more packagings like this? Because this glitter loving girl would absolutely adore that. Here's what the palette looks like up close. It's not the most loud purple color story, but I kind of like that about it. It's very versatile, and then these 3 glitter toppers up here are just really fun and glittery, which, you know, makes sense for a glitter storm palette. My goal for this eyeshadow palette was to basically treat it as a no pan left behind. I wanted to use each of the matte shades at least 1 time, and then I wanted to use the glitter toppers each 3 times. And as of last week, I was able to meet that goal. In fact, I reached for this shade here, Comet, 3 times. The other matte shades, well, actually these are not all matte. These 2 are like a satin shimmer shade. I reached for those all 1 time, and then I did reach for each of those glitters 3 times, and we get to roll this one out. As always, I'm happy this palette got some use. It is a very special one to me because it came from my sister, and it had been a while since I had reached into it. So a good reminder of my love for this palette, and just nice to see it and hang out with it for a little bit. So that one also is rolling out, and that means we have quite a bit of cards to roll in. We are rolling out that freckle pen, and I'm gonna bring in 2 items to replace it as my punishment. I know, I'm so funny. We're rolling out that blush. Very happy to have hit the goal on that one, as well as the goal on the eyeshadow palette. So I'm gonna draw 4 cards today. I'm feeling saucy. Here's my deck of cards, my Disney mystery deck with a beautiful gold foil. And as you may know, I am feeling extra brave this year, and I am including both jokers into my deck. So I have here the little Kakamora. Let me give a little close-up view for you. They are so menacing and adorable at the same time. And then of course we also have the adorable, mischievous treasure cat. Can you stand on your head? I cannot stand on my head, but Cheshi can. So I've got my deck here. Let's go ahead and put both of those cards in as proof that they exist. And then we're gonna give it a quick shuffle. And while I do the shuffling, you are gonna do the gandering at the game board for this month. So here it is. Emily ever so lovingly shuffles it for us on the 10th of each month. The number cards always are a different prompt each and every month, but the face cards stay the same, as well as the aces. But the joker, that is the real stinker in this project. If you do draw the joker, that is a prompt for "Are you joking me?" And it means you've got to pan something that you really don't want to pan, something that's going to be a challenge, something super sentimental that you want to last forever, something that you don't normally reach for, anything like that that's going to be like the boss of this panning project. That's how Emily phrases it. So I've got 4 good shuffles there. I'm going to do a cut for you, and then these top cards are what I'm going to be using as my prompt. So let's see what we get today. Okay, here we go again. We know that this is not deck of panning without the share of queens. So this is the Queen of Hearts. That's going to be a pick your space. So I'll have to pick something from the Queen column. Next we have the 4 of Spades. See what that is. Okay, sweet little fairy godmother. The Ace of Hearts. Fun. I think that might be a draw 2, maybe. And then last card is the 3 of Diamonds. And yes, I am right. The red queen is pick up 2. So we're gonna discard this ace and draw 2 more cards. Let's see, we've got the 6 of Diamonds. That means I'm gonna have a lot of items in this project, and the 10 of Hearts. Okay, let's see what those prompts are, and then I've got some thinking to do. But we've avoided the joker yet again. Let's see where it was. Going from the top. Let's see where they are. There's 2 of them here. So we have, okay, they were down there. Okay, so just about a third of the way down we had our first joker, and then still looking for that Cheshire Cat. Yeah, we're down there at the very bottom. There was our second joker. So we were not even close to the joker. Whew. We escaped the boss again this time. So for the Queen of Hearts, I get to pick my own space from the heart column. So I'm going to choose from Foundation, SPF, Letter, Glowy, Mini or Sample, Fantasy Self, Hit a Pan, Oldest, or Warm Tone. a lot of good prompts there that I can choose from. It's gonna take some time to think about those. Then we have the 4 of spades. That is for a spotlight a panner. That's always fun. Who do I get to spotlight today? I'm excited for that. And then the 3 of diamonds is easy peasy lemon squeezy. Thank you. I could use one of those right about now. And then for the 6 of diamonds, that is influenced. And the last one is that 10 of hearts, which is warm tone. So I guess that won't be the one that I'm selecting from my pick a space. But something warm toned will be very wonderful during this time of year when I love wearing warm tone shades. So let me do some thinking, some digging in my collection, and I'll be back with my selected items for this project. I had a lot of fun picking out these items this month. I think I picked out some really good ones and I'm excited to get to work on them. So starting off with that first prompt, the Queen of Hearts. From the heart column, I decided to pick the space Glowy, and as you all know, I've been trying to cycle through my blushes this year, so I decided to pick up this blush from Milani. This is one of their Color Harmony blush palettes. It's like a lot of different color blushes together in one, and it is a glowy blush because it has this little illuminating section in the top. I'll try and show you. There it is on my finger. You can see that little glow to it. Has a nice golden sheen. And this is a blush that I always hesitate to reach for. It's definitely not my favorite blush in my collection. I have almost decluttered it several times, but I like it enough to keep it around, and it's a great blush for the summer. There is a swatch of it when I blend it all together. Very, very glowy. Perfect for the glowy prompt. And because I'm just trying to shuffle through my blush collection, I'm not going to put a crazy goal on this one. Let's set a goal for 10 uses on this blush, and I think that'll be easy for me to accomplish by the next update. And this is the perfect time of year to roll in a blush shade like this. So I'm excited to get some use on this one again, remind myself if I like it or not, and just, you know, get my fingers on it sometime during this year. So that is the first item rolling in. 10 uses, should be easy enough to do. For the 4 of spades, that is Spotlight a Panner. I decided to spotlight Sofie Alexandra here on YouTube, a fellow panner that I absolutely love. She has been doing so many amazing projects over the years. She has so many videos. I don't know how she keeps up with the amount of content she creates, but I absolutely love watching her. So hi Sofie, hope you're doing well. Hope you and baby are doing well. She continues to rack out the content even with a brand new baby on her hands. How do you do it, my dear? But she has been panning the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in Pillow Talk, which I also have. She has the shade 2. I think I just have the original Pillow Talk shade. So I'm going to spotlight Sofie Alexandra and use this lipstick a few times. It's a beautiful nude. I don't have a lot of nudes in my collection. This is actually not something I purchased. It was a birthday gift from Sephora, but I've always heard so many amazing things about Charlotte Tilbury lipstick and this shade in particular, and I absolutely love a nude lipstick. There it is in the swatch. It's not too cool, definitely not warm, a very neutral pinky nude. I'm not going to set too big of a goal on this one. I'm just going to set it at 10 uses. I think that's enough to satisfy spotlighting Sofie Alexandra and for the purposes of this project. And then I'll be happy to put it back in my collection. I am working on a lot of other lip products right now, so I don't want to take too much attention away from those, but I have no doubt that I should be able to reach for this one 10 times in the next couple months. Maybe not in the first month, but definitely in 2 or 3 months. If it takes me a little bit longer, that's fine. I'm happy that it's just getting some use and I get to spotlight one of my favorite panners out there. The 6 of diamonds was influenced, so I decided to reach for a brand new product in my collection, and that is from One Size Beauty. This is a very fine setting powder in the shade Ultra Pink, so one of those, you know, like bubblegum pink translucent powders. I guess it's not really a translucent powder if it's bubblegum pink, but I was influenced to buy a shade like this by so many creators on YouTube, not really a specific one, but a lot of creators that I watch have raved about these pink under eye setting powders, so I thought, why not give it a try? I got the little mini version from Sephora, so it's a nice way for me to sample this type of product, see if I like it, and that is what I'm going to do for this project. So let's just keep things consistent. I'm going to reach for this one 10 times. Since it's brand new, I do not feel a pressure to empty it out entirely. I want to enjoy this product. Let's just test it out, see how I like it, and I will get back to you on my thoughts on a baby pink setting powder. Will it work for my skin tone? Will I enjoy how it brightens my face or doesn't? I will let you know. But I do know that I love the One Size Beauty translucent setting powder. I've used up an entire case of that one just recently, and it's a very beautiful lightweight blurring powder that I know that I enjoy. So let's see if I like this pink shade. For the 10 of Hearts, a warm toned product, I decided to reach for another blush. And not only is it another blush, it is another blush from Milani. This is one of their rose powder blushes in the shade Coral Cove. It's a very, very vibrant, bright coral color, perfect for this time of year. And this one is matte as opposed to the last Milani blush that I brought in, which is very much glowy. So this is just a very, you know, summery color, something that I don't really reach for at other times of the year. So let's take advantage of this summer season and get some good use on this very, very bright, vibrant, summery blush. There it is, the swatch, and you cannot deny that it is very, very warm toned, and I think it's quite a contrast to the other blush that's coming in, so it'll be nice to have two different options to reach for in the next month. And again, I'm gonna set the usage goal for this blush at 10 uses. That way I can have it out by the next update. Hopefully that way I can roll this one out and bring in something new next month, and hopefully get my hands on as many blushes in my collection as possible during the course of this year. And my last prompt is the 3 of Diamonds, which was easy peasy lemon squeezy. And what can get any easier than a teeny tiny little sample packet like this from Sephora? This is the Say Glowy Super Gel, and it is a lightweight dewy illuminator. You can wear it by itself, you can wear it under makeup, you can mix it with foundation, and I would say there's probably 1, maybe 2 uses in this little packet here. So it can't get any easier than that. I have no doubt that I will enjoy trying this one out and have it rolled out by the next update. And I've always wanted to try this product, so perfect. That's why I selected it as one of my free samples from Sephora. And I'm excited to see how I like it, because I really do love illuminating products. I love the e.l.f. glowy, what's it called? The one from e.l.f. that, like, you know, comes in the doe foot applicator, the big one. I forget what it's called, but I love that one. I've tried also the one from Charlotte Tilbury, really like that one. So I'm excited to try this new one from Say. Well, it's not new, but it's new to me. That's it for my Deca Panning update for this month. I really hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun filming it. I'm really excited to dip my hands into some of these new items and try out some new things and revisit some other things. And I just appreciate you for watching this video and coming along on this project with me. I hope you are enjoying watching these videos as much as I am enjoying participating in this project. Are you participating in this project? How's it going for you? I am a little behind on watching other people's updates, but I'm sure I will have a time to binge them eventually. And it's just so fun to see what y'all are doing and how you make the most of this project and how you like custom fit it to your panning needs. So thank you again for watching this video all the way to the end. You are a real one. I'm sending my love out to you wherever you are in the world that this video finds you, and I hope you're doing well, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. But until then, please take care. Bye.